Gentlemen, when you hear that sound, you know that we are here again for another interesting time talking sports. Good morning, Abuja. Good morning, Nigerians. Welcome on board Sports Track right here on KFM Radio 92.9. I go by the name Ben Dodo Meister, definition, paid to make you feel A-OK. Of course, it was a disastrous, a sad weekend for majority of sports lovers in the world. My first headline says it all. Furious reactions from the sporting world to Tyson Fury's split point win over UFC star Francis Ngannou. We saw headlines like robbed, stolen, cheating, and the rest of them. Manchester United were dismantled by their noisy neighbours, Manchester City. And of course, Rivers United holds Lobi Stars' unbeaten run as 3SC, Katsina United, and hard-fought wins. These and many more we shall be talking on sports this morning. In the building with me, Kanto. Longest time, how are you doing?
I'm very fine. Good morning, Abuja. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, GT is right here in the building also. Jason Nicholas will be joining us via telephone, and of course Louis Esseni at some point they will have their say on the show via telephone. But for now, let's go straight to business. It was a disturbing decision. It was a sad one. Stars across the world have reacted to Tyson Fury winning. Well, there were furious reactions from the sporting world to Tyson Fury's split point win over UFC star Francis Ngannou. LeBron James pulled no punches as he slammed the Tyson Fury vs Francis Ngannou fight on X, and he said exactly why I don't watch boxing. Come on, man. He added a facepalm emoji for good measure. The NBA star wasn't the only one in disbelief at the split point decision going the way of Gypsy King, with fellow baller and leading scorer Joel Embiid of the Philadelphia 76ers saying Francis, making his debut in boxing after a stellar UFC career, had been robbed. Damian Lillard of the Portland Trail Blazers was also less than happy. He said, WTF, you know what that means, right? Fury just lost that fight. Wow. British boxer Fury was knocked to the canvas by the former UFC heavyweight champion in the third round, and Francis appeared to be in control of the bout for much of it. Despite this, the judges awarded a split decision victory to the WBC champion Fury with scores 94-95, 96-93, and 95-94. I watched that game, people. It was just laughable to me. Where fellow boxers and MMA fighters also weighed in on the controversial win that saw Fury maintain his unbeaten record. Alexander Usyk, who is to face Fury for the heavyweight unification, watched the spectacle in disbelief. All I have to say is that Francis Ngannou is my heavy champ of the world, shared Ryan Garcia. Cancelo Alvarez expresses shock through a red face emoji. Jack Paul, who had lost to Fury's half-brother Tommy in February, posted, split decision feels familiar. See, I can go on and on and on and on and on. The world was shocked. GT.
Surprised when I got the decision, but then, I mean, I'm used to this. And
you are used to what? You are used to cheating.
No,
I'm used to robbing people.
I'm used to the split decision because I noticed at this point in time when Israel Adesanya actually posted a video of him boxing in 2015, and he said boxing a beautiful sport to watch, but while you're playing it, the referee make you hate it. While you're boxing, the referee hate it because he said he was hit with an illegal punch, and they didn't deduct the point. But when he knocked someone off, they said he slipped and fell down. So with that in mind, and I hate when games like this goes to split decision because now the ball is no longer in your court. I mean, Francis Ngannou clearly knocked Fury out, and Fury was standing, and yet only one out of the three umpire officials actually decided that Francis won the round, and you could see head to head, Francis dominated the fight. he went all out for that fight. I was so pumped up for that fight that I really wanted to see.
How do you do that much? Dominate a fight, knock him down,
and yet
it is a split decision.
The only fight that Francis was shaky was the first round. And that was because you could understand, he's just getting it for the first time with Tyson Fury. But he grew with confidence in that bout. And yet, he told me that he loses the fight.
Cancel, let's have your say.
He did was very expected of him, and it's quite an astonishing performance.
From who?
From the opponent to Fury, but I feel they need to give a fair judgment at the point in time when people are in the ring competing. They give all their best synergy.
Some people say that Tyson Fury is the face of boxing at the moment. It wouldn't have been good for someone to just come from the UFC to come take the crown and knock him out. Taysom Nicholas, what do you think about this fight that has caused a lot of controversy around the world at the moment?
Bendodo, good morning. Abuja, good morning. Sports Talk fans, I would want to tell you from my opinion that Francis Ngannou clearly won that bout. But because his first professional fight as a boxer, there is one thing Tyson Fury prides himself over, is the fact that he has good leg work. But again, don't forget that those who come from the UFC also have times 2 of your leg work. The only thing Francis Ngannou doesn't have is the body movement as a boxer. And that was what kind of gave Tyson Fury that little edge over him. But over and above, that match for me was Francis Ngannou show, because there was this element of surprise on Tyson Fury's face. Like, this kind of people don't serious like this, you know, things like that. But another thing Fury would want to look out for is the fact that Usyk was there watching, and what has happened is Usyk has learned something from that particular moment against Francis Ngannou. So Tyson Fury has to either double up, because all of those days of you shouting and making noise and bragging for me is over.
It's over.
I just felt those judges just walking out there was if Tyson Fury.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Taysom Nicholas.
One more thing, Bendodo.
Yeah.
Tell me, saying that at this point, Pochettino is becoming his own problem. Please, let him also.
An enjoyable moment for me.
We'll come to that, Taysom Nicholas. Okay, well, we'll move from everyone wanted to watch yesterday, and of course, it was the Manchester derby. Manchester United at Old Trafford could not even score a goal. At least one goal. Just score one goal at home, and that could not happen. They were dismantled, they were beaten, they were rattled by Manchester City in every aspect of the game.
Well, no sentiment.
You are happy?
No sentiment. I've been a Man U fan for a while.
Okay.
I think the harsh rival Manchester City and Manchester United has been there for a while. And of course, currently, Man U does not stand a chance. Neither do we, can we be able to match up with them at this moment now. And let's not forget the fact that Pep Guardiola is doing so well for himself.
So what do you mean you cannot stand up to them at this moment?
The league standing at the moment. The table standing, of course.
Come on, the league just started.
It just started. I agree with you, Bendodo.
Is it up to 8 games? 10 games.
Yes. At the moment, Manchester City has all it takes to win the league. Forget about the fact that I'm a Man U fan.
Manchester City is not even top of the table. They are not second on the table.
I said
they are they second now? Okay,
they stand a chance.
Okay.
They have what it takes to win the league. But Manchester United has to really buckle up. For you to play at Old Trafford against your harsh rival, you have to be up of your game. Forget the fact that there are a few injuries, there are a few technical errors. Now Manchester United is trying to get their self back. Remember, they lost to Arsenal the other day, and they are coming full force this time around. But I think we might stand a chance some other time.
Stand a chance. Some GT is laughing at your comment on that one. But let's look at the results of the weekend. Tottenham Hotspur topping the table, winning away from home to Crystal Palace. It was 1-2 on Friday. That kicked off match day 10 of the Premier League. Chelsea lost at home to Brentford 0-2, and that is why Taysom Nicholas was saying Mauricio Pochettino has a lot to do. Arsenal rattling Sheffield United 5-0 it was, and I was like, these guys are not playing this time around. Bournemouth winning Burnley 2-1. Wolves playing a 2-2 against Newcastle, and of course Newcastle coming from the game in the Champions League during the weekday. We understood that it was going to be a tough one, but they were 2 goals up, and it ended at 2-2 at the end of the day. Prize loss for West Ham United playing against Everton. Everton winning 1-0 away from home. Brighton playing 1-1 against Fulham. That was another surprise for me. Aston Villa winning 3-1 against Luton Town. Liverpool dismantling Nottingham Forest 3-0. And of course the big one, Manchester United, the biggest club in England, losing at home. Their fans, in front of their fans.
Disappointing.
0-3.
Absolutely disappointing.
GT. Let's have
I
it.
didn't going to start off for Manchester United. I mean, if you remember during the weekend, they struggled at home to win 1-0
Against Copenhagen.
You're like,
And apart from struggling, the man of that match, the one who gave them everything, was the goalkeeper, saving the penalty, and of course their defender, who got another chance to play during the weekend. And this time around, Onana was also the one who saved Manchester United, because it would have been more.
yeah, I mean, yesterday was walk, but they don't see your walk for Onana. He saved 11 chances, 11. They had 11 saves, and he still considered 3. So imagine if he didn't save those 11, what would have happened to Manchester United yesterday? And this was a game coming in. I was speaking with Squash, and he said, well, anything can happen, Manchester United can win. I'm like, Manchester United, right now, with what I'm saying, they're trying to find a bearing. And this is the club season after Sir Alex Ferguson. You cannot really pinpoint where Manchester United's strength is. I mean, they won the Carabao Cup last season, and you're like, okay, maybe Manchester United wants to start something. Since after Mourinho winning them the Mourinho, right?
Yeah.
Winning them the Europa League.
Winning the Europa, coming second in the league.
Manchester United hasn't really done anything meaningful again. They are literally floating.
And still, when Manchester United fans speak, they say that Mourinho was one of the worst coaches they ever coached.
But the irony is that he's the last one to get you a big trophy. You haven't done anything again. The Carabao Cup, is it what you're looking for? What Manchester United is suffering now, it's what Ajax is suffering after
So I was right when I said Manchester City are 3rd on the log, Tottenham tops the table, Arsenal 2nd, and then Manchester City is 3rd on the log at the moment. Louis Esseni is just joining us.
Yeah, Benedict, good morning and good morning, sports loving Nigerians. I think we may just begin with the test of 45. This is a fight many Boston lovers have come to believe that a decision that was actually taken to save the glory of the sports. Because now, yeah, if you really watch that very game, you see that the Carillion actually gave the fight of his life. This is somebody who has not done a competitive boxing fighting for a course of his life. Challenging or holding a world champion. I think many people actually believe that he never won that game, but just to save the glory of the game, he had to be awarded that winning. Yeah, it was a win-win to me.
Okay.
The Manchester Derby, like you did say, it was actually a game that the both team actually came in with having a full confidence that anything could actually happen. Now remember, Manchester United had the better of them in one of the legs last season, and of course City also did the other side of took advantage of the second leg. And going into this game, it's a derby game. The Manchester United as a team actually beginning to mold up, and a lot was expected from them. But you saw what happened. Onana again, giving out the 7 of his life. Of course, after the end of the day, the best team of the day actually had.
Okay, Chelsea.
Yeah. And anybody putting his money for Chelsea for now is Chelsea as it stands now is not yet stable.
Don't worry, we'll get our footing back. I'm a Man U fan.
I'm surprised that you're saying Chelsea is not stable at the moment. Come on.
Yeah,
With what you did. What's
Yes. In a couple of games, you may argue that we have actually had a kind of like 4 games without losing it. But that does not really entail that we have
against the Brentford? Are you aware? Have you seen the next 5 fixtures or next 6 fixtures for Chelsea Football Club?
I have actually seen it. See, for a team that is not actually so stable,
do you think Chelsea can win any of those games?
They don't see that 5 features have always been there. Even before we played Arsenal, everybody gave it to Arsenal, but it's not what happened. Now, for a team that have not been, see, I'm not saying Chelsea is not good, but what I'm saying is Chelsea is not yet stable. Anything can just happen. We don't be surprised. You may be shocked. You saw what happened last week over the weekend, in the Chelsea game against Arsenal. But for a Chelsea team, I must say, we are not yet stable. The team is not quite poor. The injured guys are making a return one after the other. By next week, we will see Christopher Nkunku make a full return. James is just recovering. So the team is not yet stable. Does not mean that the team is not doing well. The team is doing quite well. And you can actually see in a couple of games.
Thank you very much. On Sports Track. Okay, GT, Arsenal winning 5-0, whooping 5 goals against Sheffield United. What do you think about this Arsenal team at the moment? 2 London teams are topping the table, and Tottenham Hotspur is at the helm of it all. Do you think this is their time to win the league?
They should be there and keep the top position. Well, like we were saying last season, by this time last season, everybody was saying the elephant was on top of the tree when Arsenal were on top of the table. But nobody's saying that about Tottenham at the moment.
Because they are playing very well.
But Arsenal
they have been consistent. They have not lost a game.
Arsenal was playing very well last season. By this time, we only had 1 defeat in 10 games, and that was to Manchester United. But then you look at it and you're like, okay, Tottenham, they're doing well at the moment. But then, how well will they sustain it? And how well can they ride on that hotel? 2 North London teams, not just London teams, 2 North London teams are heading their affairs. And for Arsenal against Sheffield, they did the best they could. And this is what, as a fan of Arsenal, I love to see. When you get teams that you have decided to open their post for you to score, you pump in the goals. The goal difference counts a lot. Coming into the match, we had 10, our goal difference was 10, but by the end of that night, they went home with 15 goal difference. That shows you that they are understanding the fact that goal difference also matters in football, and they are closing the gap of goal difference against Tottenham. So, prior as me, Tottenham, like we said, may just get the shock when they face Chelsea during the weekend.
Real Madrid, after 11 games, topping the table with 28 points. Of course, Girona also have 28 points after 11 games. Atletico Madrid on 3rd place, 10 games played, 25 points. Barcelona, 24 points after 11 games. And of course, the weekend was the biggest game in La Liga, which was Real Madrid against Barcelona playing at home. The El Clasico. Jude Bellingham was the star performer in that game, scoring 2 goals in his first El Clasico. And of course, Barcelona losing at home. How did that come to you, Kanto?
Barcelona will always get back to their feet because they've been very dominant in the La Liga. But at the moment, like you said earlier, the league just started. There are going to be upset, there are going to be wins, there are going to be recovery moments. So I feel we can still give them the benefit of that with time. But it's shocking anyway.
Shocking defeat.
And you could tell that most of the stars were coming back from injury, or some were still not in injury. Koundé was on the bench because he was also recovering from the injury too. And they had an upper hand through to bring the Baron goal. But Jude Bellingham being Jude Bellingham, and Christensen has always said the most annoying player in the La Liga right now is Jude Bellingham because you can't mark him. He's not really playing as a 9, he's not really playing as a 10.
He has scored 10 goals so far
in his 10 La Liga
games.
And you could see that his first goal, everybody said Jude Bellingham scored star pins. He showed them that he can also score his screamer from outside the 18-yard box. And the second goal, you could just give that goal to Modric because his touch made Jude Bellingham stay on
Definitely.
and all that. But then the unsung hero of that match for me is Camavinga. Once Camavinga came in, you could see coming in from Mendy, he changed the tempo of the game. He tried to arrange that defensive line, giving Real Madrid extra security, and up front too, he was up and doing. Very essential player to that Real Madrid side. But Jude Bellingham, my God, I mean, He's something else
to behold. Match day 5 fixtures continue on Sunday with some interesting scoring margins recorded at a few matches venues. Talking about the Nigeria Premier League, as Lobby Stars' 4 games unbeaten run came to an end after the defeat to Rivers United in Port Harcourt. However, it was an interesting matchup all round, as both Shooting Stars and Katsina United all came from behind to secure home victories, as well as Bayelsa United, who ended their 2-game winless streak in Port Harcourt. Former champions Rivers United secures a late 1-0 win over Lobby Stars at the Adokia Mesa Marcos Stadium. The match winning goal came in the 42nd minute through Alex Oyoa, who produced a delightful volley to help Stanley Eguma-led side gain 3 points. The loss was Lobby Stars' first defeat of the season. GT, as we wrap up, what do you have to say?
Always a pleasure when I see Rivers United coming to win games, and I really love seeing that we are back on the winning track and we haven't really deteriorated, but then getting draws and all that. But this time coming back to the winning ways, I mean, it feels good as a Rivers United fan. So I try to see that from there.
It feels good when your team wins. I'm feeling good right now because Manchester United did it for me during the weekend. That's why this kiss will be for the only lady standing by my side, Adama Okuma. Mwah! Hasta la vista. This is for you. Thank you, Abdullah Nimisi. My name is Ben Doloti. We'll come your way tomorrow for another interesting time in the world of sports. Bye for now.